Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. Hello, Jason, in the chat. And also two of our three players. My name is Steve Boshear, and I will be your judge for the evening. And all three of our players. Okay. And Jason. Great. Jason. You know what I appreciate about Jason? This is the only game on this stream that he hasn't been in, and he's watching it. Jason's ride or die. That's what he is.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Yes. As you know, if you've watched our Monday night stream before, we like to try out lots of different games on Mondays. Tonight we are in session 2 of 3 of Dungeon Crawl Classics. I got the logo there on the screen. This is an old school aesthetic sort of original D&D feel sort of throwback game. A very big book. This is almost 3 fingers, two and a half at least thick, and we had a lot of fun with it last week. We are currently in the middle of a funnel adventure. Jason's asking if my audio's down. No, it's not. It's not down, but I'll double check it anyway. We're in the middle of a funnel adventure, which should... Oh, my audio is actually much too high up. See, this is what Jason's for. How do I sound now, Jason? Jason with the hot tech support. Yes. All right. All right. You know what? I'm going to dub myself later. Should be good now. So, the funnel adventure, we all start with a bunch of level 0 characters. We send them into danger and they start dying. If you were watching last week, you know that we had a different player next to me here in the top row. That was Jen. She had to tap out of this game. However, last week, Tony was supposed to play and he had to tap out. So we've ended up with the same number of people. Last week, Jen and Matt and Mia were playing all of Tony's characters, and now Tony has taken over Jen's one remaining character, as well as reclaiming his own. Final announcement. If you are not aware, we do have a 5th edition stream on Fridays. That's an ongoing game. We're 67 episodes into that, 68 coming this week, which I DM, and we have a different cast over there. But check us out on Twitch at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you want to watch live. And if you want to catch up on our past episodes of that stream or this one, you can check us out at our YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitch, there should be a link below to that. And if you're on YouTube, you should be able to link over to our Twitch, because that's how social media works. So now that I've said all that, why don't we introduce our players, starting with Tony. Tell us about yourself and your characters, please.
I work at a old folks home here in South Dakota, cooking food, and I've been playing D&D for about the last 10 years consistently, but I started 15 years before that with 2nd edition, and then 3rd, and then my DM moved away 2 games in. And then it took me 15 years to find Roll20, and started with 4th edition and moved to 5th about 3 years ago, and just now branching out into another tabletop game, and here I am today.
All right.
So we have Rosa, who was the healer, and she has leveled up to become a cleric.
Well, not yet. She may if she survives. You leveled up in preparation of her potential survival.
Okay. We have Matthias the Squire and Jeremias the Merchant.
Yeah.
And Annabelle I did not catch her last name. She is the indentured servant to one of Mia's characters.
That's Pratt. Annabelle Pratt.
That.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Mia.
Hi, I'm Mia. I've, as Tony said, been playing D&D for a long time. I've been playing for a long, long time. But tonight I will be returning to playing Manuki. She was a weaver slash seamstress. Strong, tall lady. Strack, the gravedigger, who is prone to indulging in spirits and such. And then there's Delco, Annabelle's boss, so to speak. He is a prat. He treats her poorly. But last week I lost one character and I'm sad. So thank you for that, Steve.
Oh, anytime.
But yeah, I've been playing D&D for a long time. I DM a game of my own on Sundays with my friends. Shout out to all of them if they are listening. Hopefully they are. But thank you again, Steve. I will pass the mic.
Hi, I'm Matt. I've been playing D&D for about a month, give or take. So I don't have the tenure, but I'm interested in learning, excited to go. I'll be playing today Deldrak, Discount Deldrak. He's a Elven Chandler. I've got Samael, who's a halfling trader, and Sargento, my cheesemaker. And we'll see which one of them dies first.
That's Matt, all right. Hey, I don't think you have yet said the name of Sargento without mentioning that he's a cheesemaker.
That's his job. He's a cheesemaker.
It's correct. All right. Well, last week we started an adventure called The Hole in the Sky. Here's a picture of it. This is our level 0 funnel. All of your characters, of which there were 16 at the time, were sent dreams and visions of how their destinies had been stolen from them, and the things that they were meant to do were blocked from them or diverted from their life's path by forces unknown. These dreams led you all to a cliff where you met a lady in blue who fed you all from a delicious bounty of food and asked you to go on this quest to rescue a companion of hers. This lady had a head made of stone like a statue and carried in her hands the severed heads of 5 other people who spoke for her when she spoke. One of your number chose to walk away rather than embark upon the quest, but the rest of you stepped out onto an invisible bridge when the moon was high and walked far out over the ocean for 3 days. Some of you falling to your deaths or being attacked by sea shrikes who came upon you, which was a particularly treacherous fight given the invisibility of the bridge you were standing on. And then, eventually, the hole in the sky that you were sent to seek appeared at the end of the bridge, and you all hopped through, lest you remain hovering on an invisible bridge 3 days out over the water. So, that's where we left off. You guys had all just jumped through. Bye-bye, Beslin. Yeah, some people accidentally fell off the bridge when it ended. That was a thing that happened. You guys had all just hopped through, and you found yourself in this weird, misty land with these strange, flat bamboo sticks that were thin and purple or magenta sky. And then far ahead in the distance, you see a single structure rising out of the mists, and you guys set out towards it when we last left off. So, as you approach, you see. I'm gonna find the description of it to read it to you. Well, I'll tell you what. It's about 200 feet tall, and it has thorns all over it. I actually believe I have some artwork of it already imported into OBS. Let's see if I've got it. Boom, there you go. That's roughly what it looks like. It's huge, and when you first see it, it appears black due to the distance and the mist, but as you approach, you see that it's this giant, just organic shaped mound of thorns, but at the base of it there is this doorway to enter in. So what will you do?
Strack says, well, that doesn't look too intimidating.
50-foot long thorns, Strack.
Well, Matthias is gonna suggest that if it's the only thing we can see, then we probably ought to enter and see what can be found.
Manuki agrees. If my destiny calls, this is it. We must enter.
Samuel's just looking for something indoors, so he's ready to go as well.
Okay. Do the rest of the characters go along with those three?
Yes, Rosa and Jeremias will follow.
Okay.
Delco pushes Annabelle forward. Forward. Move forward.
Oh, Delco.
Be my meat shield.
Okay, as you get closer, the structure, you see that it looks kind of like a massive seed pod. The one entrance that you had seen from a distance, the closer you get, the larger it looks. It is, in fact, a 60-foot tall double door with a giant latch.
Can any of us reach the latch?
No, the latch is about halfway up, making it 30 feet high.
Can we crawl under the door? Is the crack beneath it large enough?
Yes, there is about a foot of space under the door, and all of you could squeeze under.
Well, let's squeeze under.
Okay, everybody going?
Yes.
Is there anybody that's better suited to kind of scout it out? Like potential dark vision or anything?
Delco can peer into the dark up to 30 feet.
None of my humans have dark vision.
Is Delco volunteering to go peek?
He's disinclined, but he can be convinced, yes.
Samael is also a halfling who has
Samael is also a halfling.
dark vision, but the two of them can see and probably get in and out under the door faster than the humans.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Samael going either, but he's got to be a little more cautious about how far in he goes.
Okay, I assume that's also the case for Delco.
Yeah, he won't go very far at all.
Okay, so the two of them slide under the door and look around without coming out the other side. What they see in there is a single huge room. in a massive organic shape like the inside of some colossal hive. There's lights shining down from holes in the ceiling, and there are glowing creatures flying about way up in the expanse, throwing strange green lights across the floor and the walls. Reclining against the far wall is a massive creature. And at this point I am going to turn on the camera. I have all of the minis for all of your characters already placed, but we will just assume that only Delco and Samael are actually there so far. So there's this massive creature here that looks like it would be 60 feet tall if it stood erect, but it is slumped against the floor. It has red-brown fur and the head, face, and trunk of a giant predatory beast. Its snoring rattles your hearts in your chests. Hanging above it, from what appears to be a massive tree branch growing from the inside wall, is a domed cage of wood woven together more than 100 feet off the ground. From where your guys are, they cannot see inside the cage. Now I had this Demogorgon miniature, but pretend it only has one head and is asleep. Jason. So here's Delco and Samael. We'll just assume all these others aren't in there yet. And that these two are still under the door as well. But this is what they see. There's all this trash and debris lining the walls. And what will they do?
I'd like to peer up towards the door, see if there's like a latch or anything. I mean, is there any sort of catch that's preventing the door from opening? Of course, we can't reach it, but...
You could see from outside that there was a latch out there. And yeah, that is correct. It's a giant latch for a giant door, so none of you could reach it. Inside, there's nothing else to see about the door. However, if Delco is sticking his head into the room and looking up at the door, is that what he's doing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Delco sees something else. Hanging 30 feet over the door is what appears to him at first to be a wickedly carved jack-o'-lantern, as large as a carriage. But glowing out of this jack-o'-lantern is a baleful green flame that comes out of its eyes and mouth. And as Delco watches, he realizes that this is a creature. It is moving, and it has 8 tendrils of thick, ropey vine, using them both for movement and to attack. It is coming for him.
Great. He will try and scramble back out from under the door.
Well, let's have him roll a, what do we call it here? A reflex check.
That would be a 3.
All right, let me check some numbers here.
His headless body rolls out from under the door.
That is indeed what happens. Delco has been killed. Cur Maxima is the name of this creature, and its tentacle vine strikes down and knocks Delco's head right off his shoulders almost as soon as he sees this thing. And then Samael you hear as this creature speaks in a quiet voice that somehow can be heard even from where you are, 60 feet below where its mouth is. It says, "I apologize that such senseless death is necessary. Please do not enter the prison. You must immediately leave this dimension or be summarily destroyed."
So Samuel is going to not enter the room at all. He's going to go back out to everybody else.
Why?
He'll just to talk to him. So if he's capable, I think he'll drag Delco's body back with him if he can just like.
Oh no, the plant creature has taken the body.
Oh, took the body. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Sorry, but he knocked the head off and then took the body.
And did the head roll back out to everybody else?
No.
Or should I bring that with me?
You can bring it if you want.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give that to Annabelle.
Oh no!
She's doing a celebratory dance. Lovely.
Yeah, she's doing a little jig right now. Yeah.
And so that's my gift to her. And then I'll just reiterate what was said by this creature about this being a prison. But correct my faulty memory. We are looking for somebody who was captured, who's a friend of the stone-faced lady with the headless, or the heads. Yes.
That is correct. She could not tell you the creature's name that you are here to rescue because she said even speaking it aloud would attract the attention of the enemy. But she did pour out some wine, which temporarily spelled the name out onto the earth. So she cautioned none of you to ever say it, but the name was Dresda.
So there is a chance that this sleeping creature is Dresda in a prison, right? So
it is Samael that says that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of talking out loud to everybody else that's outside, just letting them know
Okay.
what I heard, but also saying like, hey, we were asked to look for somebody, and this is allegedly a prison, so this could be exactly what we're looking for. Also, I didn't take off the head; it just kind of happened.
I imagine Strack would stagger backwards as he sees Delco's feet quickly vanish from under the door. Uh-oh.
What is to happen next, people?
So, how long would it take us to walk around?
Like around
the
the
location.
outside of it?
Yeah, around the outside of it, just to see if there's any other type of entrance or window or something.
Not a terribly long time. You can do it in a few minutes.
Does anybody want to come with Samael just to see what's around?
Matthias and Gimenez will come with you.
Okay.
We go in two different directions, split the party.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Meet in the
that.
middle on the backside. Yeah.
So so Samael, Jeremias, and Matthias are going one way, is everyone else going the other way, or are some people going to stay by the door?
Drac will stay by the door. Manuki will go around in
Okay.
the opposite direction.
Well,
And
I'll
I'll
have
have Rosa stay by the door, and Annabelle will go with Manuki around the side.
okay.
I'll have Sargento stay at the door, but maybe he can hide somewhere where he can see the door,
All right.
but not be right in front of it. And Deldrac will go around the opposite side of Samael.
No problem. So the two parties searching around the side meet each other on the back, and both can report that they found no other way in. You may return to the door or do whatever. No odd occurrences take place, but you find no other way into the prison.
Would it be possible to climb the spines of this large seed pod?
Theoretically, the thorns are 50 feet long, and it would be dangerous because they're sharp, of course, but they're also gigantic. So it would be hard to get from one to the next.
Okay.
Does anybody have any rope? Or I don't think anybody that I have has any rope. Or
Nobody that I have has any.
agile. Samael has 10 feet of chain. I don't know if that's going to get him anywhere. He's tiny.
I mean, Matthias is agile. I just don't know that he'll be able to climb up.
Because Steve, you mentioned that there were flying things around inside that we could see as well.
Yeah.
And did those resemble the creatures that we fought on the bridge, or were they entirely different?
No, these are like big insects the size of grapefruits. They have what looks like human brains on an opaque exoskeleton, and they're glowing like a greenish-white light. The majority of the illumination inside is coming from these creatures, but they did not attack or appear to have any interest in attacking. They're definitely very different creatures than what you fought on the bridge.
I mean, I'm concerned to just go running in because it seemed like a silent movement took out one of the party members. So I do have some flint and steel if we wanted to try to burn the place down, but I don't know if that would accomplish anything.
Yeah, definitely reluctant to enter since all it took was poking your head in to die. So,
Yeah, very reluctant to enter.
Samuel
We
poked
can
his head in.
see.
I'm sorry, what was that, Tony?
Was there anything else in the surrounding countryside besides this seed pod looking tower?
You have seen nothing else other than the strange flat bamboo stalks that you walked through to reach this tower. As far as in the distance, this was the only thing you could see.
I believe Manuki will try and climb up the spines to see if she can't find an entrance up higher.
Okay, let's have her make an agility check.
She's not very agile, so Would be like trained or untrained for climbing for her?
What
Probably
is she?
untrained?
Yeah, it must be
Weaver,
untrained.
yeah.
Yeah, she's not going to be trained in climbing.
9.
Well, she gets up onto the first one, but she is at a loss as how to proceed after that. There are no handholds or footholds that she can reach.
She'll drop back to the ground and say, I don't think climbing it's going to be easy. Anyone else? Slightly more agile than I am?
I think Matthias will give it a shot. You said it was untrained agility?
Yeah, that's correct. Unless there's a reason why he could... Unless you could reasonably argue that he is trained in it for some reason, but I don't think Matthias is. As a squire.
Matthias rolled 20, not roll. Alright, so it's just a d20 plus what now?
Plus your agility, yeah.
Yeah, with an untrained...
That's a dirty 20.
Okay, well, he gets farther than Manuki did. He can get up maybe 20 feet, but he's not able to proceed any further than that.
So we're not even getting halfway up the door.
Yeah, you guys are, at this point, it should be obvious to all of your characters that climbing this thing is not really a possibility.
Alright. Do I need to make another check to come down, or...
No, the 20 is sufficient to get up and back down safely.
Okay.
So this bamboo stuff that's outside, it's relatively sturdy.
Ish.
Would we somehow be able to, 3 kids in a trench coat with some bamboo, get this latch open? Or is that out of the question?
Let's build a Trojan horse.
Okay, the latch is 30 feet up, and it's kind of one of these kind of latches where it like swings into a thing. So in order to unlatch it, you'd have to push the metal bar on its swivel the other way. It's very heavy, and it's 30 feet off the ground. So I don't know that you could really do that with this bamboo. Actually, let me do this. What is the equivalent of like a perception check in this game?
Like in intelligence, maybe?
Like an intelligence roll or a...
Yeah, I will have Matthias do that while he's up to that height that he climbed to.
Okay. So... 80 plus... That's a 3?
Okay, never mind. He's scared of heights. He gets up there and remembers that he does not want to look around.
So, Samael, when you were looking inside, did you see anywhere we could hide if we were to scamper in quickly?
So there's a bunch of garbage and junk, and then the giant thing is over in the opposite, in like one of the opposite corners. So like there are places to hide, but like death came so quickly that I don't know if I can move fast enough, or like why it even happened at all. It was really sudden. Maybe the creature just didn't like the way he looked.
He did give off a bit of a negative vibe.
But all of us can fit under the door. So who's the bravest? I guess I'm literally the only one left that can see, right? But is there enough light for everybody else to see anything? Or
Yeah,
is it...
there's plenty of light. I told you all those flying things are glowing, and they're lighting up the whole room.
Plenty of light.
Yeah.
Manuki's not too intelligent. She'd be inclined to try and dash somewhere
Okay.
and hide.
Matthias isn't particularly intelligent either. He agrees to that plan.
I mean, you guys all came here in the first place, so
Like go left and I'll go right.
And everybody else just rush down the middle?
Well, not the middle. No trash in the middle.
No trash in the middle.
Is the junk tall enough to hide us? Like when we were walking up to this place, the bamboo grassy stuff was tall enough, but is all this trash tall enough to hide behind?
the trash inside the prison, yeah.
Yeah.
You could maybe find a hiding place in there if you were to go in and look for one.
So are any of these not intelligent people sneaky at all?
Matthias is fairly agile. Jeremias is not.
Strack is surprisingly intelligent and agile.
And drunk.
Yeah, slightly.
Perpetually.
Right, he's got one of those magic bottles that refills every time he finishes.
Yeah, Matthias is pretty much my only agile character.
Well, I'm willing to go in there.
Which you?
I'm all of me.
Okay.
I mean, if we're all in, then we're all in. We've got to lose some of these people eventually.
Okay, is everybody going under the door then?
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
Yeah, all of my people are, yeah.
you all make it in, and you all see roughly what Samuel and Delco saw. Well, what Delco briefly saw. This room filled with trash, the giant sleeping in the corner. You do see Cur Maxima above. I got some art of him. What? No, that's not him. That's him. He is still on the wall above the door, the place from which he attacked Delco. He looks at all of you as you come in, and he again speaks and says, "It is not permitted for you to be in the prison. I apologize, but I will have to dismember you all if you remain. Leave the prison immediately."
I mean, is he willing to have a conversation, or is he just going to try to murder us?
Do you want to say something to him?
Sargento is just grateful that he's so apologetic about having to kill us, and just ask, why? Why you got to be so murdery?
He does not respond.
Interesting. Does he respond to a hello?
No. What are you guys going to do next?
Not entirely sure. Can we cross the room safely? Probably not.
Well, define safely.
If we approach, maybe like creep along the trash piles to get near the sleeping beast.
Oh, you want to go up to this guy?
Yeah, very as stealthily as Manuki can. Strack's kind of hanging back in the corner.
Okay, let's get a stealth check for Manuki. I guess that's agility again?
Yeah, and untrained, that's actually rolling a d10 for me on roll 20.
Okay.
Untrained. That would be a 2.
Well, you are not stealthy, but you are able to move.
Interesting.
So yeah, she'll go about as far as her minimum walking distance will allow. About 25 feet.
Okay. So that's about like... She'll get to about like here. And at this point, Manuki actually sees a breach in the wall behind this pile of stuff right here that looks like it's big enough to squeeze through if the debris in front of it could be cleared. Looks like pretty heavy debris.
Well, she will take a closer look at that and maybe kind of like push some of the debris around, see if she can't move a little bit of it.
Let's have a strength check.
And wave for some assistance.
Matthias will see the wave and come to assist, hopefully stealthily. Is it a D10 or a D20 for the agility check?
The agility check, it depends on if you're trained or untrained, but I guess untrained is 10.
I would argue that, yeah, I would argue that Manuki's slightly trained, you know, hoisting and moving around heavy bolts of cloth all day.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She can be trained in that, but first we're doing.
I don't know what being a squire entails, if that's agile or not. So I'll just roll with the 10 and hope for the best.
All right.
16 for Manuki on that roll.
Okay. Manuki, you're actually able to clear this debris without assistance. We'll just say you shoved it over there. And where to...
Kind of like
my agility check to come over there with Matthias untrained is a 9. I rolled untrained.
Okay, well, you arrive successfully, but you do not arrive secretly. You guys are, it's a pretty wide open room, and if you're not going to be behind anything, which you're not, then this plant creature can easily see all of you. However, Manuki has just cleared a way into this next area.
Is it dark in there? Is she able to see anything?
It's darker, but you can't see much until you're actually in there because it's a pretty thin crack. You can see that you will be able to see when you're there. Most of the light is coming from this room, but there are some holes in the wall that are allowing light from here to go into there.
She will duck in there real quick just to do a quick exploration.
Okay.
Is there more debris that needs to be cleared out of the way before everyone can come in?
No, the crack isn't going to get any bigger. You'll have to go one at a time, but you can all go.
Alright, then the rest of my characters that I'm going to control are going to rush en masse towards the crack, and Matthias will follow Matteo in.
So Manuki and Matthias are in.
Manuki, I'm sorry.
Yeah, This is Jeremias, I think, and Annabelle, and Rosa. What about the rest of the gang here? We've got Strack already pretty close. If he's going to go, he can probably make it.
He'll limp over there, but not go through and into
Okay.
the space.
How about Cheeseman? You're muted.
Sorry, everybody's going.
Okay. So there you go. At this point, I'm going to roll a dice. Okay. The plant creature abruptly moves again and says, "I really am very sorry. You have been asked to leave multiple times." And he will now attack. He's going to go for Jeremias. He got a 14 against Jeremias' AC. Oh, I'm sorry. He got a 16.
That beats a 10.
Okay.
Nobody's.
Then he's gonna deal some damage, which will be 7.
And we have not leveled up yet, so then he is dead.
Jeremias is gone. Unfortunately, I did like that one, but he's out of here.
So did I.
He's out of here, and the tendrils of the vine creature wrap around his body and lift him up into the air. And one of the tendrils actually extends out from the wall a little bit, holding Jeremias' corpse upside down by its ankle. And the creature continues to speak apologetically. "I again apologize for having to take your lives from you. You must leave this prison and the prison dimension immediately."
Strack will not dive through the hole.
Samael runs under his dive.
Rosa will say that we were sent here on a quest before she dives through the hole as well.
Okay. I'll just say everyone pushes their way through in a rowdy fashion. And I still haven't described what you see in here yet. It's a gloomy chamber. It smells like autumn leaves, I guess, after a rain. It's lit by a few of those same flying creatures that you see in here that glow. They're in a hand-woven cage that is hung in the center of the room. This room is also full of debris like the other. So much so that walking across it is going to be difficult. In this room, the debris is just against the walls. In the new room, it's all over the floor. To your far left, you see a shadowy passageway coming out of here. And it's curved slightly as it runs along the interior wall of the huge chamber you just left. In several places, like I mentioned earlier, along the wall behind you, there is a little breach that allows some of the light from the main room to shine in.
Is there any other? Like to the left is the only thing away from the wall, I guess. Like there's nothing else on the other walls worth looking at.
Well, if you're going to go looking around, eventually you find what appears to be a human, dressed in rags with big crazy eyes and filthy hair, hidden among the debris. Which character is it that went looking?
I guess Samuel would be the one that could get around. Maybe he's tiny, so maybe he can sneak around the best.
Okay. Well, Samuel finds this person on accident, just comes face to face with him, and the eyes pop open out of the dirt, and probably yells and jumps back, and then this person screams and jumps up and runs down the passageway to the side, yelling, "Intruders! Intruders!" And as a matter of fact, a second person, also hidden in the debris, pops up and follows him.
Can Manuki tackle one of them on the way out as they move out?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point we got to roll initiative.
$14.
Okay.
15.
Hold on a moment. 14 for
Manuki, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have you guys, and I think this is from the book. I might be misremembering it. I'll have you each roll initiative for all your characters together using the highest initiative score of your characters. So if Manuki's the highest between her and Strack, then it'll be 14.
17 for Strack.
Okay, 17 for Manuki and Strack. Matt, what will yours be?
Still 15.
Still 15. And Tony?
18 is the highest I got.
Okay. And these guys got 8. So that being the case, Tony's going first. Tony going first.
Okay, so
Here is going
let's
to
start
be... Sorry, I'm dropping some minis. Here's these guys
Okay.
by the time you become aware of them.
So Matthias is gonna walk over with his long sword and take a swing, and that's a D20, correct?
Yes, sir.
18 the modifiers. Alright, does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
Alright, D8. That is 2 damage.
Okay. So you have hurt one of them. You cut
Okay,
into his flesh as he is running away.
Rosa is going to try with her club.
All right. But she's a healer.
Does a 15 connect?
It does.
Alright. Club. What's a club? Is that D4? Club, D4. That is 4 points of damage from the club.
Attacking the same creature?
Yes.
Okay, so Matthias runs up and slashes this thing across the thigh. He's bleeding profusely and yelling as Rosa also runs up and smashes his head in with her club, and he is dead. You have killed a person.
Okay. And then I will have Annabelle run in and smack the other guy with her staff.
Okay. Here, that's not Annabelle. This is Annabelle. Here she comes.
Nat 20.
Okay, we got a crit. This is the best part of the game. Let's have a crit table, level 0, and all wizards. Here we go. You have to roll a 20 and add Annabelle's luck score.
A D20 and add her luck score.
Or luck modifier.
Alright, let me find the luck modifier. So it's a straight roll.
Yep.
8.
She hit with her staff.
Yes.
So you have numbed this creature. You hit him right in the shoulder of his weapon arm. And in addition to the regular damage, you have numbed. You hit a nerve, and he's not able to use that arm. He will not be able to attack the next round. So what is the damage on top of that?
That's a D4, and that is another 4. Wow.
All right. So yeah, you've killed him. Actually, you numb his arm so bad he dies from the pain. That's a thing, right, Matt?
No.
Okay.
Well, I can speak to shoulder pain, and yeah, that feels like death sometimes.
Okay. Well,
He died of a broken heart.
collarbone, but same area.
Collarbone.
So yeah, you have slain both of these people with what passes for lightning fast reflexes among commoners. You have slain these two trash people hidden in the debris. What shall happen now? You have this debris-strewn room and a debris-strewn hallway off to the side. In fact, let me show it to you.
As they were shouting for others,
Give me a moment. I have stepped on the cord for my headphones, and I can't hear you. I gotta plug myself back in here. Okay, that's better.
as they were yelling for others, could we listen to see if we hear any commotion coming our way?
All you hear is Cur Maxima saying from the main room, "I can smell you in there. I have asked you to leave. I'm very sorry, but I will have to destroy all of you if you do not listen."
So did those human things, did we like obliterate their bodies, or was there anything that they had that we might want?
You did not obliterate their bodies, but there is nothing on them of value.
No weapons or anything? Were they just going to use their trash hands?
They have like makeshift spears made out of like sticks and trash, but it's not like a valuable weapon.
I mean, one of my guys has scissors, so depends on what you think valuable is.
Yeah, you could take it. It has a +0 to melee, and it does 1d6 damage.
I'll take a stick. I'll take a trash stick.
Okay, no problem. There's two of them because you killed two people.
Oh, the quality might be trash. Hang on to the other one just in case one breaks.
Good
Right.
point.
2 trash sticks.
Okay. Well, you find nothing else of value in the current room. Which I've got the camera pointed down a bit, but you guys are there.
They shouted we were intruders when we're going to go down that hallway. Anybody sneaky enough to go down the hallway and take a look?
Matthias thinks he's fairly sneaky, so I guess he will.
He thinks that, huh?
I guess that's going to be an untrained again, so another D10.
Yes. So
That is a 6.
a 6 to sneak. How far shall Matthias go? His full speed will put him about here.
Yeah, let's just go his full speed.
Okay. Well, Matthias does not detect anyone. This hallway is like the others, strewn with debris. There are lights up ahead.
Is it possible to, if the pumpkin dude can smell us, and Sargento is holding on to some stinky cheese, is it possible to maybe distract him and make him think that we haven't moved when we have?
Ooh, good idea.
You want to leave some cheese?
Well, he says that he can smell us, so like maybe he's just smelling the cheese, and so if we leave the cheese in this trash room, then maybe he'll think that we're still in there when we've moved on to another room.
You know what? It's worth a shot. If you have some cheese on you, you may leave it in the trash room.
Yeah, leave the Limburger.
Yeah,
I leave the cheese.
the rats in the trap are leaving cheese behind.
All right. Are any of you guys going to follow Matthias in there?
Strack will go.
Strack's speed will put him about here. I'm actually... Uh-oh.
Oh, he just fell on the...
I'm actually going to grab my
Cartoon.
measuring stick in a moment. Yeah. Strack fell into the negative space. Okay. There we go. So that is everyone's speed. That's 30 feet there. Anybody else coming?
Yeah, I'll go. Everybody.
Everybody. So your guys are there. So they can... Who is that? That's Deldrick. And that's Sargento. Samael can get most of the way. Oh, he's a halfling. He's not very fast. And we've got Rosa, Annabelle, and Manuki here. I think I had myself framed out, but this is Rosa, Annabelle, and Manuki right here. So everyone is heading towards the tunnel or already in the tunnel, correct?
Yeah, Manuki will go halfway there from where
Okay.
she's standing.
Matthias will continue to try to be sneaky, but he'll go at half speed, just so everyone can keep up.
Half
So-
speed will put him right about here.
Okay. Another untrained check.
For what?
Stealth.
Okay.
Agility.
All right.
That is a 5. God, I love rolling on a D10.
Well, you're not particularly stealthy, but you're not making any noise on purpose. So, that's about that. This tunnel continues. This sort of foam piece that I'm using here is not quite as bendy as it ought to be, but it's continuing wrapping around the outside of the main chamber.
Okay.
Do we see those stairs that you've set up? Can anybody see those at this point?
At this point, Matthias can see them. I've used stairs because it's sturdier, but it's actually a ladder.
Okay.
Strack will follow forward with Matthias.
Is he going to go past Matthias?
Just kind of hang out together, basically. They're kind of moving in unison, maybe.
All right.
What do you guys think of the merits of keeping those two up front about that same distance and moving everybody else behind?
I mean, can we see the ladder? Is there any danger in this wrapping around hallway at this point?
Who's asking me this?
Do I have anybody actually in that hallway?
Sargento and Deldrak are these two.
So, yeah, can either one of them see to the ladder?
Roll an intelligence check to see what you can see. For either of them.
So I roll a 7.
That is exactly high enough. Who rolled that? Is it Deldrak or
Either
Sargento?
one. Yeah, either one. They have the same modifiers, so...
Well, you tell me.
So Sargento did,
Okay.
since he's feeling good about the cheese left behind.
All right. Well, Sargento sees 10, 15 feet ahead of Matthias what, to Sargento anyway, appears to be a very obvious tripwire.
You said it's like 15 feet in front of Matthias?
It's about right here.
Okay. Do I see that it's low enough that we can step over it, or high enough that we can crawl under it?
Yeah,
Does anybody dare cut it?
It is easy to step over as long as you make everyone aware of it. You are the first person to say anything like, I would like to look at things in this hallway, which is why you are the one who made the check. So far, Matthias and Strack have been concerned with stealth and not looking, so they haven't seen it.
Can I safely talk to them in the room?
Quit asking me what's going to be safe, just do it.
Okay. So, Sargento says, "Hey, look at that tripwire. I think that's what that is. It looks like something that I'd use to make cheese wheels."
Well, once you've pointed it out, everybody can easily see it.
So, I mean, we should all just,
Yeah.
step over it.
Even the halfling could step over this. It's once he's aware of it. It's a pretty primitive trap.
Okay. Matthias will go up to it and gingerly step over with exaggerated care.
Success. He has passed over it. In fact, do I have anything I can mark it with? Yes, the ladder I didn't use. That'll be where the tripwire is.
Strack will follow suit. Manuki's going to backtrack and try and pile some debris in front of that crack in the wall
There?
that she discovered initially. Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to take time to do that real quick.
She'll need another strength check.
18.
Okay, yeah, she can easily put back some debris from the room she's in. I assume she doesn't want to enter the main room to use that debris, but will
No,
use
just
it
whatever's
anyway.
handy.
Yeah. Okay, so she does that.
Matthias will like to look at the ladder and see if it is trapped, if any of the rungs are halfway sawn through, anything of that nature.
Give me an intelligence check, please.
With a D20 or a D10?
You can use a D20. I think as a squire, he is well suited to looking at things and seeing if they work.
What is his modifier? It's a flat roll, so that's a 9.
Okay. He does not see anything dangerous. The ladder goes up into a narrow passage in the ceiling, about 3 to 5 feet wide, and continues farther than he can easily see from the bottom, which is, 50-ish feet from where he is. It goes up farther than that.
He is unsure of what he can make out, so he will go up the ladder very slowly, one rung at a time, just to test them out.
Okay. At this point, I will turn off the camera here because I don't have a setup for the ladder portion of the dungeon anyway. Where is the... There we go. Matthias begins climbing the ladder. I guess it's safe to assume that eventually everyone's going to follow him.
Yes.
Is there anything anyone wants to do before heading up that ladder?
Yes.
What?
I would like to somehow trip the wire.
Trip or disarm?
Trip it so that bad people think good things have happened to us.
Who's going to do that?
I'm going to see what people have. So Deldrak has some candles. Actually, you know what? Deldrak has 2 trash sticks.
Yeah, he does.
And he's gonna use one of those trash sticks to trip the machine while close to the ladder and crossing all of his appropriate appendages.
Does Deldrak wait for everyone else to go past before he does this?
Yeah, he's the last. So like everybody else is definitely safely on the other side.
I will need Deldrak to make me a reflex save, please.
Right. A 4.
Okay, Deldrak has failed the save, which means he has successfully tripped the trap, but not successfully kept himself out of the way. He will take the following damage as rocks fall from the ceiling.
And if there's damage, he's a goner. So
It is 5.
he is 5 times dead.
He takes 5 idiot damage and is no longer here. Okay, Deldrak, I'm very sorry, bud. He's gone. All right, yeah, so rocks fall from the ceiling. They crush Deldrek's skull. Everyone who is still low enough on the ladder to see what happened is... I mean, I don't know how they feel. That's kind of up to you guys, but I'm sure it's not happy.
I'm a little morose about it myself.
Well, it was an okay plan, but it just didn't go your way. So, Mia, you are muted. I see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Like, thank you for your self-sacrifice.
She's saying that as she's laughing.
Yeah.
Eldrak is wrecked, squished.
Okay. So
There's a
we
cat
know.
here.
Yeah. We know Matthias was the first up the ladder, and that Strack was near him. So did I assume Strack went up right after him?
Yes, yeah. There again. He's kind of like right on his heels.
Okay. I'm just gonna put them in order for myself. Who's coming after Strack? Sargento was the next closest.
Yeah, Sargento's fine. Samuel's a halfling, so he was probably bringing up the rear anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then he just saw his boy die there. So Annabelle, Rosa, and Manuki are also going to be in this order somewhere. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yeah, have Rosa somewhere in the closer to the middle of the pack.
Okay. So I will put I'll put Rosa first of the ladies here, with Manuki and Annabelle behind her.
Okay.
All right. So the order I have is Matthias, Strack, Sargento, Rosa, Manuki, Annabelle, Samael. Does that work?
Yep.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and roll a d7 as you guys are climbing this ladder and see what it yields. Where's my d7? There we go. I have rolled a 6. That makes Annabelle the target, as the voice of Cur Maxima comes through a series of holes in the wall as you guys climb the ladder. There is a thin wall between you guys and the main room, and there are periodic openings with light coming through. And one of Cur Maxima's vines reaches through an opening for Annabelle as it says, "Once again, I must ask you all to depart." And he will now make his attack. That's a low roll, actually. It's 6 against AC. I'm sorry, it is not 6. It is 8 against AC.
That is a miss.
Okay, Annabelle successfully ladder dodges out of the way, Matrix style, and the vine is unable to get her, and retreats from the opening.
Is anyone able to like hit it before it retreats?
I'll tell you what. If Annabelle makes a high enough reflex save, I'll give her a shot at it.
Okay, and that's D20.
Yes.
Reflex. That's gonna be an 11.
She does not hit.
No, I'm sorry. It's a brand new dice.
Oh, wait.
It's a 17.
That's a reflex save,
yeah.
not an attack roll. My bad. 17. Yeah, she has time to try an attack if she would like to.
Okay. Yeah, the numbers on these brand new dice are really weird. Yeah, that's a 5. That's a miss.
Yeah, it is indeed a miss. So she whiffs it, but also avoids it. So she's okay for now. As you guys climb up this ladder, excuse me, just a moment, I need to check a little map that I have here. It is as I thought. Okay. All right, so you guys continue up the ladder until you find a new chamber. Let me lay it out for you here. Okay. I'm just going to put it next to the main chamber, which you will probably need to have set out again at some point. And I'm going to grab this, I suppose. So this is a long, low chamber, which I'm going to put on screen. There it is. This is a long, low chamber with a stench. It's a stench like too many humans living in too small of a space. There's light, again, coming from several tiny holes in the walls. Around the room is a ragged group of humans, adult men and women, in long since overworn clothing, unkempt and filthy. Here's some of them. This one's red. These are blue here. There's a bunch. There's one dwarf. He is as ragged as the rest, but he is wearing a rusty suit of scale mail. He's sitting at a low table against the interior wall, which is this wall here. There's his table. It fell. And he has his back to the opening of the shaft where the ladder is, and this is the opening here. I just used an upside down bed for that. There are sleeping pallets all around. There's a cooking area partitioned off by a low circle of rocks. There are several bundles hanging from the ceiling and a couple woven cages holding more of those glowing insects. So you guys will enter the room in the order that you ascended the ladder, which is Matthias first. So you have, Matthias, the opportunity to see this room before you are seen, because the dwarf has his back to you.
All right. And which one's the dwarf? The one sitting at the table, like right there in front of me?
Correct.
Okay.
This guy.
Okay. I will attempt to parlay with them.
What will you say?
Hello, please don't attack. We are running from the crazy plant vine thing at the door. I assume you guys are as well. How did you come to be stuck in this tower? How was your journey to this tower? I can imagine how you got stuck here.
So as you speak all of these many words, here's one I forgot to put down. The faces in the room turn towards you one by one and wait for you to finish speaking. As soon as you do, they all stand up and produce their clubs in their hands. Roll for initiative.
Fantastic. Well, I tried the diplomatic route.
You sure did. We all saw.
17.
Okay, let me get a new page here. Mia got 17. What did Matt get?
A 12.
And Tony?
Highest I got was an 8.
Okay. Mia, you are first. You are down the ladder. So you have Manuki and Strack. So Strack is right behind Matthias.
He cannot get past.
No, he can't.
Matthias? Okay.
Well, you know what? I'll let him get past if he can do an agility check and beat 8.
Do that untrained?
Yes.
That's a 6.
Okay, so he's not able to get past Matthias. That I allowed that because they're both real close to the opening, but the other characters probably won't be able to unless Matthias moves.
I'd like to move out of the way, but I don't know if I can since it's not my turn.
No, you'll have to wait your turn. Unfortunately, you rolled pretty low. Is there such a thing as a held action in this game? Maybe you guys could do that. I don't think so. Maybe look that up later. For this combat, no, there's no such thing. So yeah, Mia, I guess your only other character is Manuki, and she's way towards the back. So I'm thinking you can't do much here. Matt is next highest. You're in the same boat. All your dudes are behind. So these people in the room, the human ones, do have an opportunity here. One of them, the closest couple of them, are going to come for Matthias. The others are prevented from doing so just by the narrowness of the space here. But those two are coming. So does 7 hit Matthias?
No.
How about 2? So guys, it's 10 o'clock. I'm thinking we're going to spend all of session 2 on this one. And we may not get to our level 1 adventure until session 3. So we'll plan on that. But we should take our break now. We should come back in 10 minutes and continue this funnel. So that was, I'm going to put a mark on the paper here for initiative order. It'll be Tony's turn when we come back. So that was that. It's 10:02 here in California, so we'll be back around 10:12-ish, and we'll see everyone then. Thanks for watching. We are back. We left off in the middle of combat. A couple of weird, dirty trash people swung their clubs and missed Matthias. Matthias now has the opportunity to respond in kind because it is Tony's turn.
All right. Matthias will attack. And I don't think a 9 is going to cut it, so he'll just step to the side and open up room for more people to come up the ladder.
Okay, he may do that. He can stand here. So after Matthias,
Strack.
Strack comes up next, but it's not his turn yet. It's the dwarf's turn. He's not going to do anything, so it will be Strack. Because the dwarf can't reach the ladder area. He's already been cut off by these other two. So, for Pete's sake, I'm just going to move this. Oh gosh. You know, this textured surface is the problem. They just won't stand on it. I need to give them bigger bases. Okay. All right. Strack, do your thing.
Did they already attack us? I apologize. Are they just threatening right now?
They attacked. But
They attacked me.
They attacked
Okay,
Matthias,
that's
but
right.
they missed.
That's right, they missed. So yeah, he'll come up like hefting his shovel and go to slap the nearest guy next to him.
Okay. What's the attack roll?
Come on, Strack. That is a nat 20.
Okay. So you hit, obviously. Let's have a roll on the crit table. It's a 1d20 plus luck modifier.
1d20 plus luck modifier. A 19 plus, actually minus 1, so 18.
Okay, he's going to fall into your attack and take an extra 2d6 damage from the strike.
Lord.
So yeah, roll the damage and then add 2d6.
Four plus 7, 11.
All right, you've smashed his head right in. This fellow is no more. What will Strack do next? He can move still a little bit if he wants to.
Emboldened by his valiant slap to the head of this guy, he like steps forward and he's like, looks across the room at each of them, is like, who's next? Who's next?
Okay, Strack. Come on, stand up, you bastard.
If he can intimidate them, he's trying to intimidate them.
It has no effect. Okay. Well, while I'm trying to make the miniature stand up, it's Matt's turn. Sargento is next up the ladder. Is he going to come out?
Sargento will shift to the side of the ladder in case somebody wants to go up in front of him.
Okay. So he's not coming out?
No, I think I want to see how this plays out a little bit.
Understood. What about Deldrak? Oh, wait. Who else do you have there? Samael. Samael's way in the
I
back.
have Samuel, but he's way in the back.
Yeah, Jason, these are just some like whiz kids that I'm just using like the pre-attached bases. I haven't based them at all basically. So that's the reason. The ones that are falling over are that. Okay, so there's Matt, but now these humans get to go. So that one that previously attacked Matthias and survived it is gonna do the same again. It's 11 to hit.
That ties.
I believe that hits if it ties. So it will be 1d4 damage. 1 damage to Matthias.
Okay.
Now that red one is going to attack Strack for 13.
That's a hit.
Okay. And he also does 1 damage.
On his feet.
Okay, and now this last one, this last human here that can reach Strack is going to do the same. He attacks for 8.
That's a miss.
Okay. That makes it Tony's turn.
All right. Rosa and Annabelle will start moving up the ladder, and Matthias will attack.
Okay, Rosa can get past Sargento. She's next after him. Rosa can come out if she wants to.
Yeah, she'll come out and move off to the side. Is she able to get anybody?
She can reach the dwarf. She could get, like, actually here and reach the dwarf.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's save the healer with 1 hit point for healing.
Okay, so she will just stand to the side, out of the dwarf's reach. Annabelle can't get anywhere because she's got Manuki in front of her.
Okay. Then Matthias will roll. It's a 9.
A 9, sorry. That's a miss. That's a miss. All right. The dwarf will now go, and he's going to attack Strack because he can finally reach someone. He gets 19 to hit Strack.
That's a hit.
Okay. He will do the following damage. He will do 3 damage with his battle axe.
That takes a significant chunk out of Strack.
Okay. Well, that should quiet his tongue. Your turn, Mia.
Strack will return the favor on the dwarf. He's a little perturbed by getting hit.
Yeah. Okay.
An 11.
That is a miss. The shovel whiffs right over the dwarf's head.
Okay.
You have Manuki. Because Sargento has moved out of the way and Rosa is off the ladder, Manuki can get out.
She will come out and attack the nearest foe.
I think she can go for this human or the dwarf.
I guess the dwarf. He looks more threatening since he's wearing armor and has a battle axe.
Yeah, he is. All right, so she has now also stepped in front of Rosa in doing that.
An 18
Oh,
for 6 damage.
okay. 6 damage to El Dwarfo. Where's my pen? No, wherever it is, he's taken 6 damage. Okay, Matt's turn. You have nobody up there. Sargento is still able to come out at any time.
Can Sargento also get to the dwarf?
No.
Can he get to a trash human?
Yes.
So I'll come out and see if I can't whack somebody with my staff.
You can get that guy.
So an 11,
That's a hit.
and I believe my staff was a D4. Two damage.
2 damage. What are his hit points? Okay. All right. You whack him in the head, and he is off balance for a moment. It hurts quite a bit. It is now his turn. He's going to swing. You know, he's going to keep after Matthias. He's not easily distracted. He does 12 against Matthias's AC.
That's a hit.
All right, and it is 1 damage.
He is down.
Matthias is no more. He has been clubbed to death by this fellow. Good night, sweet prince. All right. The next human, the red one, will go for Strack. That's 11 to hit.
Yep, that ties his AC.
1 point against Strack, 1 damage.
That's all he had left.
Well, Sargento and Manuki are now the front line. I think that's it. Yeah, this red character will move up as Strack falls, and that'll be that. Tony's turn.
Annabelle will come up the ladder if it's clear.
It is. She can stand where Matthias just blinked out of existence.
Alright, and let's make an attack roll. The modifiers. An 11.
That hits.
Alright, so 3 damage.
You have killed him.
Okay. Can Rosa get to anybody?
Actually, no. Sargento and Manuki both stepped in front of her when they came in.
Let's have Annabelle step forward onto the body of the person she killed, and can Rosa step where Annabelle is now?
Yes, but she still won't be able to reach anyone from there. Because now Annabelle and Sargento are between her and that red mini. Where she was, she had Manuki blocking her from the dwarf and the red mini.
Okay. Well, that's That's better because I think she's scared of the dwarf.
Okay. All right. It is the dwarf's turn, and he's going for Manuki. He definitely hit her. That damage will be... Where's my appropriate dice? Well. 10.
That lops her head off.
Yeah, Manuki just falls into non-existence and is no more because of how
Minus
hard he
6.
hits her. Wow. Strack is all that remains for you, Mia. No, wait, I didn't remove Strack.
Yeah, he
That was
died
your-
too, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
done. You're out of people.
I am dead.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, if you would like, you may roll a new character. There is an opportunity coming up where we can add someone in. Or, alternately, someone can give you one, but they've only got 2 each, so I don't know. All right, so that was the dwarf. It's Mia's turn, but she's out of people, so Matt, you're up.
Right. I'm gonna try to get after the dwarf because he's taking some hits.
Okay, with Sargento?
Yeah.
Okay, you also have Samael way down the ladder still. I mean, he might be at the top by now, but he hasn't come out yet. He's the only one. All right, Sargento, roll your attack.
So, an 11.
That's a hit? No, wait, the dwarf. That is a miss.
Darn it. Is Samael close enough to get out?
Yes. And now that Sargento has moved, he can attack that human if he wants to.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It's a miss. He rolled a 5.
All right. Okay. Well, it's the weirdo's turn. That red one's going to go for Annabelle. That's a 14 to hit. Damage will be 2.
Let me. I just had it open. Yeah, that's Annabelle's gone.
Sorry, Jen.
Yeah.
At least she outlasted Delco. Okay. With her demise, this fellow's going to take her place and go for Rosa. 15 to hit.
She's dead. Doesn't matter how much damage.
Well, she's dead 4 times. They are just clubbing people like crazy around here. And that's it. No one else can reach anyone. So Annabelle and Rosa are dead. Tony's out of people. Wow, this is very difficult.
Yeah.
I think this room is the funnel. Is that what they mean?
Yeah, well, you guys were pretty funneled before you got here. So Matt, what are you gonna do? It's the dwarf's turn before it's yours, and he's gonna hit Sargento hard. It's 14 to hit, and the damage is 2 actually. On Sargento.
So Sargento is not dead.
Woo!
But he's what did he hit him with?
The battle axe, but I guess he only winged him.
So he's got some scrapes.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that makes it your turn, Matt. Tony, you may also roll up a new level 0 if you can do it pretty quick, and we'll add them in a minute.
Okay.
I mean, you can always just rename one. Matt, what are you up to? Sargento and Samael are the last two.
I mean, 2 against 6 doesn't seem like very good odds.
Yeah, but going... Where are you going to go otherwise?
It's a good question.
You're in another dimension.
I mean, I'm in a room, right? Like, there's nothing that I can try to push people off of or anything.
That's correct.
I'm in a room with walls.
The negative space is imaginary walls, yes.
I still kind of want to go after this goblin dude. Maybe if he goes down, the rest will cut it out.
He is a dwarf.
A dwarf. A tiny little guy. So... I got no luck with the dice, so neither one of them can hit him.
Oh, you rolled for both already?
Yeah.
All right.
I got a 4 and a 3, so unless somehow their AC dramatically decreased
No, they
in the
didn't.
breeze.
I mean, they didn't fall asleep in the middle of the fight, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the black human near the camera is going after Samael. That's 12 to hit, so the damage will be 2.
That is all he has.
Goodbye, halfling. What a funnel. This isn't so much a funnel as it is just like a dead end. And
Emphasis on the dead.
the red human will attack Sargento. And crit fail. Oh, what's the crit fail? There's a crit fail table, I think.
Oh, that sounds good.
You know, this book is great, but it lacks an index. Or if it has an index, it's not at the very end, which is where an index belongs. Alrighty. Well, whatever. He misses. You know what? He accidentally stabs himself in the thigh and hits an artery, and then he dies. That one's just dead. It's a funnel that flows into a meat grinder. That's what Jason says. Yeah.
Way to go, Sargento.
Yeah. Well, Tony's turn is nothing. Carlos, the dwarf, will attack Sargento. And miss, actually. It's Matt's turn.
All right, let's go after this thing again. Another 4. Maybe Google's out to get me.
Maybe. Yeah, so let's see. You are now being surrounded. So we'll do 9 to hit.
No.
2 to hit, nothing. 8. Wow, they all missed you.
Also no.
Sargento, man, you're in there dodging and weaving. You're up.
Yeah. It's all those long nights making cheese.
Yeah, well, it's your turn.
All right, so I got a 14.
A 14 against
Finally.
the dwarf?
Against the dwarf.
You have hit.
Now, I do 3 points of damage.
You have exactly dealt enough damage to kill the dwarf, and as you hoped and prayed, these two run back a step or two from you, scared and confused at the loss of their leader. Mia and Tony, have you guys characters to play yet?
Yes.
Almost.
Okay. So those two blue minis that are on the board, those are humans like yourselves who came here, or people like yourselves who came here previously. And they were sent by the lady in blue, like you were. And much like this dwarf was trying to do to Sargento, they were captured. Those will be your new characters. Now that you have killed the dwarf, they are emboldened to join your cause and will join Sargento's cause and help fight those other two.
Sargento wants to clumsily twirl his staff around a little bit as if he knew what he was doing,
Okay.
just to try to intimidate everybody, but he drops it. So
I mean, I would have let him do
Flashy
it. I would have
and
let him do
effective.
a dexterity check or agility check for that. See if he drops it.
no, he drops it.
Okay, he drops
It's
it.
fine. Yeah.
I did randomly roll a halfling glove maker.
Okay, great. What's the name? Let's give him a name real quick. Or her.
Smiglin. Smiglin.
Smiglin. All right. Smiglin is here.
We're going to call him human. Oh, he will be a halfling. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I've got one ready now as well.
Okay, what have you rolled?
I have rolled a human blacksmith named Doran.
How are we spelling Doran?
Dorrin.
Okay, so I have made a tag for Smiglin here. Where are Mia's? There he is. And Doran, just a moment. All right. We can do this. We can get to the end. All right,
Blessed
gang.
are the cheesemakers.
Blessed are the cheesemakers. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right. All right, so now that you two have characters again, let's see. Matt just killed the dwarf. Those two humans spent their turns just backing away in terror. So it is Tony's turn. What did we say Doran was?
Blacksmith.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Doran, right here. He's even got a little blacksmith hammer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so it's Doran's turn.
Alright, he's going to go up to one of the two black humans that are left.
Okay.
And make a swing. And not onto the floor. Let's try the other d20. That is a nat 20.
What? Okay. Roll a crit. That's 1d20 plus luck.
D20 plus luck. What is your luck? Straight roll. 18.
Oh, this happened once before for Mia. He falls into your attack and will take an extra 2d6 on top of whatever you roll for damage.
Alright, 2d6 and 1d4. Alright, so got a 4, 6, and 1. So 11 damage.
So, Sargento, as you watch, one of the humans that you thought you were going to have to fight just shakes his head as if snapping out of a trance, bellows with blacksmithy rage, and runs up, and I assume you hit this guy with a hammer, and just smashes his head right in so hard that it, like, the hammer gets stuck for a second, and he's dead. The dwarf is gone, so it's Mia's turn. Smiglin is up.
Can he make it that far in a single movement?
What's his speed? 20?
25
Then yes.
or 20. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
he can make it just far enough, I think, with a 20.
As he snaps out of that spell, he's got an awl, like a digging shovel, and he just runs forward like, screaming, and jams it into this guy as best he can.
Okay.
Which is probably not going to work at all. 15 for 4 damage if it hits.
You've killed him.
Nice. Okay. A little revenge.
All right, so Smiglin and Doran can inform Sargento at this time that they were part of a previous group that had been sent by the Lady in Blue. And you guys know from your time here that all of these people, the two downstairs that you killed, and the others in this room, and even more who are so old and infirm that they can't fight, they're in the next chamber, everyone was part of various groups of adventurers that were sent here by the Lady in Blue to try and rescue this prisoner, whose name must not be spoken. The story, that, as you guys understand it, is that originally a powerful group of heroes was sent, and when they cleared out many monsters outside the prison in the wooded area out there, but they were all eventually killed. And as more and more groups have been sent, it has been harder and harder for the Lady in Blue to find experienced fighters and adventurers to come. And Sargento and his peasant companions were kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, as were you, Doran and Smiglin. Every time a group comes, it clears out a little more resistance that was here. But sometimes people get stuck here, and the twisted energy of the place slowly drives them mad and even mutates them to some degree, which is what was happening to you before the courage of Sargento the cheesemaker snapped you back to your right minds. So at this time, you have killed everyone in this room. The dwarf possesses a battle axe, which you guys may take. Everyone else was using clubs. He also has on him a magic whetstone wrapped in a silver cord. Yeah. Actually, I'll say since Doran and Smiglin, since you guys have been here with him, you are aware of what this does. If you run it across every edge of a bladed weapon, the weapon will light up with a strange purple fire that lasts for 7 combat rounds, during which it will do an extra 1d6 damage per strike.
Nice.
It can only be used once a day. So if any of you have any bladed weapons, that's a thing you could use. There are, as I mentioned, some hanging bundles from the ceiling, and there is a doorway to another area on the far side of the room.
I'm going to say it's against Doran's personality to use bladed weapons, so he will pass on the battle axe
Okay.
in favor of someone else.
I'm going to call dibs on the stone just because I won. So
Fair enough.
You're entitled to the axe as well.
I mean, I'll take the axe, but it's not something that I'm gonna. Well, I'll take the axe.
All right. Sargento the Cheesemaker, you have a battle axe. Hold on, there are stats for it. Let's see. The battle axe does plus 2 to attack and 1d10 plus 1 damage. It also says plus 1d3 mighty deed. I'm not sure what that means, but we can look it up in the future if Sargento survives to the next session.
And what was the second thing you said? Plus 2 to attack.
Plus 2 to attack, and damage
then
is 1d10 plus 1.
The mighty deed thing is something warriors can have. I'm not sure what exactly it does.
It's an extra dice per that you can roll during combat.
Right. Warriors get all kinds of crazy stuff. So maybe Sargento will be a warrior. What is his level 1 version?
I'm not a warrior, but
Okay.
I'll take my prize. And what's this? What did you call the stone? You call it like a whetstone?
Yeah, it's like a magical whetstone. It doesn't have a name.
I'm gonna name it Jesse.
All right. All right. So, are you guys going to continue through the doorway?
What are the bundles that are hanging from the ceiling, actually?
If you search them, wait a minute. Roll 2d6.
Seven.
Wait a minute. Okay, you got 7. Actually, we're supposed to roll 2d6 per character that you fought. So that's 5. You've already rolled 2, so I'll roll it 4 more times for you. You got 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 5 is 16, plus 7 is 23. That's 4, and then plus 9 is 32. You find 32 silver pieces total in all these bundles. And inside the one belonging to the dwarf, you find 7 gold pieces and a brilliant blue topaz of rare clarity and depth, which is worth 100 gold. So it's 32 silver, 7 gold, and a topaz worth 100.
Okay.
This is
I'll take
basically
10.
just where they kept their stuff.
I'll take 2 gold pieces and 10 silver.
All right.
Doran will take the topaz.
And I guess that means Sargento can have the rest of the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that end up being?
5 gold and 22 silver.
Before we move on, is there any chance of me being able to like get some of my hit points back?
No.
Okay.
Being that Doran and Mia's character have been here before, would we know what's down in the other room?
You know what? Roll an intelligence check. Just to see if you've been in there.
Okay.
Trained or untrained?
Trained. Trained in this case.
So
13.
trained gives me what now?
You roll a
It's
d20
just-
for it instead of a d10.
Okay.
What did you roll, me?
I had a 13.
Okay.
I got a nat 1. Plus
Okay.
2 makes 3.
Well, Smiglin knows that in the next room, there is. Sorry, 1 second. I am losing my place. In the next room, it looks like this. In here are more people who have come through in the past. But the ones in the next room are so mutated and deformed that they are incapable of action. That's what you've seen.
Any action, or can we talk to them at all?
If you guys are going to go in there, you will discover that they do not respond to speech.
They are horrible.
They just stare blindly and sit and wait for death or whatever worse thing may come upon them. Their bodies are disfigured. They have lumps. They have extra eyes. Their joints aren't symmetrical anymore. It's gross.
Should we put them out of their misery?
I was having the same thought.
Okay.
So like one at a time, just go jab that all right in their neck.
If you want to do
Yeah.
that, you may do so. They will all die at the appropriate time.
Okay, you go left, I'll go right, and we'll just put everybody out of their misery.
Say sorry each time. I'm so sorry, but peaceful rest. I'm so sorry. Peaceful rest.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, well, you successfully kill them all. Nothing further happens. So there are bundles hanging from the ceiling in here as well. 8 of them, in fact. There are 8 people that you just killed.
Yeah, I'll take a look at those.
You find nothing but soiled clothes and bits of stashed food.
Is any of the stashed food any good?
Not really.
Oh.
Then I will gift the soiled clothes to Smiglin and Doran. Here.
Okay.
Are they any better than what I'm wearing now? Probably not.
They're soiled.
They are soiled, yes. That's a good point. All right. What now?
Is there any other way forward?
Not that you can see so far.
I'd like to move things around and investigate, just to be sure.
Roll an intelligence check. So you're just moving around the whatever debris and stuff is on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
17 plus 2, that's a 19.
You discover nothing on the floor, but while brushing aside the bundles, the untied bundles that are hanging from the ceiling, you notice that there is a dusty sheet covering a portion of the ceiling. It's been pinned up there flat.
I point that out to my companions, wondering out loud what might be behind it.
I look at both the tall individuals. I certainly won't be reaching that.
I'll poke at it with my staff. See if there's a hole there or more ceiling.
There is a hole.
So if
Actually,
I move
what you hit with your staff is wood on the other side of the sheet.
So if I move the sheet, then I will just see like wood planks.
You will see a trapdoor. Like a hatch in the ceiling.
If we retrieve that table from the other room, could they stand on it and reach the door?
Yeah, the ceiling's low enough here that the humans can reach it anyway.
Okay.
I will open the hatch.
Above you is another ladder going up into a darkened passageway.
Doran will go first.
Okay. The ladder goes up for quite a ways into the darkness. The interior wall, the ladder kind of actually falls away, but the interior wall has handholds that allow you to climb up. And there are several holes in one of the walls through which some light shines. By the quality of the light, you can guess that these holes open up into the main chamber. Will the other two of you follow Doran up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a boost, Sargento.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so we're going Doran, Smiglin, and then Sargento last. Doran, about halfway up this shaft, you make a gruesome discovery. There is one of the handholds that you've been reaching for on the wall is actually a skeletal human arm protruding through a section of loose rocks.
I softly call below me, watch out, I'm about to dislodge some rocks. And I give it about a 5 or 6 count before I proceed to do so.
The rocks can be pulled out fairly easily. And there is, if you move them, you will find that there is an opening behind them. It will take you a little time to open it all the way up, but you can get about a 3-foot wide passageway opened. So you are halfway up a shaft. You're hanging from handholds on a wall. You can continue up, but you've now opened up a 3-foot wide passageway into a dusty, abandoned chamber.
I will check out the chamber first.
All right. You must also remove the rest of the skeleton, minus the hand that has fallen off the arm. It is part of the debris that is in your way.
While moving it, is there anything of value on it?
There is not.
Then the body, along with all the rubble in the way, goes down the shaft.
Okay. And then are you entering that tunnel?
I will inspect it to hopefully find out whether or not it has a likelihood of collapsing while I'm inside before I do so.
It appears no more likely to collapse than any of the other chambers you've been in.
Very well, I will step forward into the chamber.
It collapses. I'm kidding.
How did I not see that coming?
The air in the chamber is very stale and dusty. There's a space nearly 25 feet long, but only 10 feet wide after you pass through the opening. The ceiling is less than 5 feet tall, so you're going to have to crouch. There are several small sacks, a few dusty suits of armor, a small pile of weapons, and then standing upright against the far wall is a silver-tipped spear made of black wood. Unlike the other objects in the cave, the spear looks brand new, as if it was recently polished.
I would like to inspect the spear and then the bundles.
When you say inspect, do you mean with your eyes or with your hands?
With my eyes.
Okay, you find carved runes along the ebon shaft that says, "For Sir, Spear Demon."
Sir Spear Demon. Okay. I warn everybody not to really touch that spear. And then I proceed to check out the bundles.
Okay, going through the bundles and all the other stuff, I'll just give you guys the full list of what you find in the room. 3 usable sacks and 3 torn sacks. You find a suit of dwarf-size banded mail in need of repair. So because well, you don't have any dwarves, but maybe Smiglin could wear it. It will give +4 AC until repaired, in which point it will be a regular suit of banded mail. You find 2 suits of human-sized chainmail, also in need of repair. They will both give AC bonus of +3 until they're repaired. 2 suits of leather armor in decent condition, 1 human-sized and 1 halfling size. You know what? Since there is a provision for halfling armor, I'll say that the dwarf mail doesn't fit the halfling. We have 1 crossbow. The string is nearly rotted through, and it can fire 1 shot before it breaks. A quiver with 6 crossbow bolts. 2 short swords. 1 beautifully wrought dwarven warhammer in excellent condition. 2 vials of holy water. And 1 holy symbol of Justicia made of platinum and copper and hung on a silver chain worth 1,000 gold pieces. I am going to save you guys a little time taking notes. I'm going to screenshot this list, and I'm going to drop it in the Skype chat for you.
Fantastic.
There you go. So, does anybody touch the spear?
Not I.
What did the spear say on it?
It says, "For Sir, Spear Demon."
I will pick up the battle hammer.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not touching the spear.
Sargento, Cheese
Take a
Hero.
moment.
I'm not touching the spear, but I would like a sack and the crossbow
Short
and the
sword
holy
and-
water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick up one of those human-sized rusty chainmails.
Okay. You may put it on and take the appropriate AC bonus. Smiglin, you can have the halfling leather. And Sargento, you can have the other human-sized chainmail. Or the leather armor, whichever is better for you. I'll look up what leather armor does.
Definitely would like a short sword. One of the short swords.
Okay. Equipment 68.
There's a dwarven warhammer.
Yes. Leather armor gives a +2 bonus to AC and a -1 penalty to checks. The chain. Well, when the chainmail is repaired, it'll give you +5.
What are the stats on the hammer? What damage die does it deal?
Being dwarven doesn't do anything for it. It does 1d8 damage.
Okay.
The short swords, in case you need it, do 1d6.
Did
I'll
you
be
guys
able to-
take both the short swords, or is there still one left?
There should still be one.
Yeah, it should still be one. I just took the warhammer and one of the rusty chainmails.
Can we stuff anything left over and the good sacks that we found?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Take it all with us.
Yeah, I don't know about touching that spear, so I don't know that we want to take that with us.
It seems
Is
strange.
there a way we
when
can
you-
bring it with us without touching it? Like, can we use the torn sacks to create one giant sack?
Or a pair of gloves to put it in one of the good sacks by itself.
have 4 pair
a
of
glove
gloves.
maker.
You have some gloves on you, Smiglin?
As my base character class, yeah, I have 4 pairs.
No.
4 pair.
Smiglin's got 4 pairs of gloves. You gonna...
Just so
I'm
happen
assuming
to
that
have.
Smiglin's gloves cannot be worn by humans. At least not adult humans.
Okay, so I would
got
argue
it.
if I were trapped down here, I was making them for my compatriots.
Okay.
Maybe there's 1 or 2 pair,
Fair,
maybe?
fair enough. Fair enough. We can assume a human-sized pair of gloves is in the party's possession. Does anyone want to don some gloves and pick up the spear?
It's like
I mean, if it's no, it's no.
Smeglin's not interested in it. No.
I can see your face, Tony. I know you're thinking about that spear.
I'm going to take some of those worthless sacks and use them as human-sized gloves and attempt to put it in one of the good sacks.
Okay, as soon as you pick it up and are holding it, regardless of having something over your hands, you instantly know that this spear was created by a being of chaos specifically to destroy the Titan that sleeps in the main chamber. This is a +1 spear, but against that Titan, it's +3 to hit, and a successful strike will automatically kill it.
But our mission was to free him, not kill him.
Your mission was to free the prisoner. That
Yeah,
guy.
that's only if it's the prisoner.
Remember, above that Titan's head hung a large cage that you have not yet seen into. You have no real reason to assume that Titan is the prisoner.
Uh-huh. I will inform my comrades about the abilities of the spear and what its purpose is, and have another little powwow about whether or not we should bring it along.
I mean, I said bring it along. Nothing bad happened with it yet, so
Yeah.
nobody,
Keyword yet.
nobody burst into flames.
It's designed to kill that thing. Let's take it. But who
All
uses
right.
it, though?
I put the stats for that spear in the chat as well. All right, so that's all that is in this chamber. You guys may continue up the handholds, climbing up the main shaft that you came out of.
Alright, I will take point again, unless somebody else wants to go first.
The shaft continues another 60 feet until it enters a chamber, 30 feet by 30 feet, and open to the huge main room of the prison. Several of the glowing insects buzz around, resting in this chamber for a moment before flying off.
Are we able to see that cage now any better from this vantage point?
You are at the back of the chamber. You will have to approach the opening to the main chamber in order to get a look at the cage.
Matt, I think you're muted.
Where's the jack-o'-lantern in relation to where we are?
That is a fair question. You can't see him from the back. You might look for him by approaching the opening.
I'm not poking my head out there.
I'm going to approach the opening, but staying like 6 feet back. Like definitely not getting close enough to stick any body part over the opening.
The head of Cur Maxima appears over the edge as you approach. You can see that he has moved he climbs along the side walls of this chamber as he was when he was above the door, but he has now moved around the wall to where you guys are, and he seems to have been following your progress as you came along. So when you approach anywhere near the edge, he pops his head up and will attack. He does a lot. 22 to hit.
Dang.
He hits.
6 damage.
Oh, Doran is killed 5 times over.
Okay, Doran.
I made another 1 hit point character.
So Doran is dragged off the edge there, and Cur Maxima addresses Smiglin and Sargento now and says, I apologize for the necessity of this violence, even as he proceeds to rip the corpse apart in front of you. He retreats back to his original place above the door as he speaks. He says, You must leave the prison. You are not welcome here. You will be killed if you do not leave. Well, Smiglin, Sargento.
I mean, can we get that stuff that Doran had? Like the spear and everything? Or is that...
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
most of it was in a sack. What he was wearing, the armor is still on his body, so no, you can't have that. But anything he was holding, he dropped. The sacks he will have dropped, so yeah, you can have that stuff.
I mean, is there
Go ahead.
any way to sneak around? Like, is there a ledge that we can somehow, like, move around a wall?
Well,
Or...
Cur Maxima has retreated. He has only been killing one character at a time, and he is giving you time to consider his words. He is retreated from this ledge and gone back to the other side of the chamber, all the way around the wall to over the door where he started.
Okay, so we're on the other side of the door.
Yeah, well, remember the gigantic chamber?
Yeah.
Here, hold on a second. Maybe I can show you this. I don't have it ready to show you. But yeah, the gigantic chamber that you originally came in, from the camera position when you looked at it, Cur Maxima is above where the camera was now. But you guys are on the opposite side above the sleeping Titan.
So at this point, if, like, I moved out, maybe I'd be able to see the cage without instant
Yep,
death?
if you look down, you do in fact see that sort of branch that was growing out of the side wall of the chamber. And it's... how far is it? It's 10 feet down from the ledge that you were on. And it does hold that woven cage out on the end of the branch. From here you can see that it's actually the branch itself is part of the organic construct that is the prison. It's about 6 feet wide at its widest point. It is dangerous, but you could jump the 10 feet down to the branch itself in order to reach the cage.
In relation to the cage, where is the Titan? Near.
Directly below, about 120 feet down.
Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind.
So we have this spear that would instantly kill the Titan with a successful hit, right?
Yeah, but the Titan's asleep at 120 feet below you on the ground.
Right, but we have this spear that, like,
You just
I feel like if we just threw it, since he's a giant Titan and he's asleep, I feel like that would give us some kind of advantage on the hit.
just drop it directly.
You know what? You can try that once you're directly over him, which in order to do, you'll have to be out on the branch, and then from there you'll probably have to climb down to the cage so that you can drop the spear off the edge of the cage. Because if you drop it from where you are, it's going to miss or hit the branch. If you drop it from out on the end of the branch, it's going to hit the cage. So you've got to get out to the cage if you're going to try that plan.
So since I have my staff, could Smiglin, could I lower you onto the branch so that it's less of a risk, and then you could make your way to the cage and at least see what's inside of it and potentially drop the spear?
Definitely.
Okay.
Oh, great pumpkin. Allow us to do our thing.
If you guys want to do that, it's going to be an agility check for Smiglin, but it's going to be much easier than it would have been if it was just a drop.
Untrained agility, yay. It's an 8.
You are successful. Sargento the Mighty has lowered you down his staff onto this large branch. You may move across it.
Shimmy along the branch and get a good look into the cage.
From your vantage point, you look down on the woven cage and see its inhabitant. It is a wretched-looking creature, vaguely feminine, with dark green eyes, or dark green skin, sorry. She is sitting, holding her knees, and has what appears to be a green cloak around her shoulders. She looks up at you, Smiglin, and says, "Are you here to torment me? Please have mercy. No more pain."
My name is Smiglin. I've come to rescue you.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Yeah, the armor's a little loose. I've lost weight since we were living here and eating crappy food.
Okay.
We will do our best.
You may attempt to rescue her by climbing down to the cage and breaking open the door. It will be a strength check to climb down.
8 again.
You have failed, but you will get a chance to recover with a reflex save.
17.
You have succeeded. So you caught yourself and didn't fall, but you're still not on the cage. You must make another strength check to see if you can climb down to that cage.
It's a 5.
Okay, another reflex save.
15.
Well, you're still alive, Smiglin. Sargento, any help?
I mean, Smiglin, I feel like we should maybe get some more information aside from a prisoner wanting to not be tortured. I feel like we could get some more information before we just randomly free them. Free them.
She actually does start to yell up to you, Smiglin. Please hurry! Please release me! I can't stand it here any longer, and you must release me before Cur Maxima comes back.
I mean, how did you get here? Why are you so high up in this cage when everybody else has just been in a room, rotting away?
I don't know what room you speak of. I am a prisoner here. This whole prison is built to contain me. They've been torturing me for years.
So what's worth torturing you for? Why? What makes you more special?
Yeah,
You must be quiet. I don't know, but you must be quiet before before he hears and returns.
I mean, you were yelling at me, so I'm being as quiet as I can.
Why are you delaying? What do you here if you are not here to rescue me?
I just want to make sure that you're the person we're here to rescue.
I am the only prisoner of this place.
Based on what we've seen, I'm not sure that's necessarily true.
I've been prisoner here for longer than I can remember.
Smiglin, technically, you were trapped here, but you were not imprisoned by anyone. You came here, just like Sargento did. And then, because of Cur Maxima guarding the place, you didn't leave. You just huddled in that safe room along with the others.
So, Smiglin, do we dare try to rid ourselves of a Titan before we free this thing, in case trying to free the prisoner causes any collateral awakenings?
It's probably a good plan to kill the guard before.
Well, again, in order to do that, you'll have to get down to the cage, which Smiglin has twice failed to do.
Yeah. Third time's a charm.
Sargento.
Third time's a charm. All right, here we go. Strength check.
Strength check.
There's another 8, which is a fail.
Reflex save.
9.
Unfortunately, Smiglin has fallen to his death.
My goodness.
He lands on the Titan, who wakes up briefly, eats the body, and goes back to sleep. Sargento, you either do something or this quest is over.
I mean, I've done a lot of things.
Come on, Cheese Man. You're the hero of the story, clearly.
So I've got to get down
chosen
to
one.
this. I've got to get down to this cage. So, I mean, is it a jump for me or is it?
You're still on the ledge. You haven't even climbed down to the branch.
I got to
yet.
get down to the I got to get down to the branch.
Yeah, it's gonna be a. Hold on, I remembered what it was a moment ago.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you need to make an agility check to jump down.
So my agility check is a 7.
You just make it. You don't slide off the edge of the branch. You almost do.
That's how Sargento does it.
Catch yourself. Now you are able. Now that you're on the branch, you're able to walk to the end, and you may climb down with a strength check.
A 14.
No. You made it. Sargento! You're on the cage. Now that you are there,
On the cage.
the prisoner, now you can easily climb to the cage door once you're on the cage. She tells you the only way to open the door is with blood. She says you must insert your hand into the lock and accept the pain it brings.
Well, what does the prisoner think of me taking out this Titan first?
Please do not wake him.
So I've got this spear that promises to kill him as long as I can hit him.
He's 120 feet away down there.
Gravity doesn't say that I have to hit him with the sharp end of the spear. It just says it has to hit him.
Well, you have to beat his armor class. You have to make a successful attack roll against him.
Well, I feel like I would have advantage on it if he's asleep.
No, because you're far, far away.
Well, I'll put my hand into the lock,
Okay,
and I'll hold the prisoner's hand so that I can squeeze something tightly if it hurts.
make a fortitude save.
A 6.
Sargento, you failed the save. You pass out from the pain and fall to your death, landing on top of the Titan who eats your body. However, the cage door opens, and the last thing you see as you fall 120 feet down is this. Hold on. Where's my art? As the woman unfolds the cloak that she had wrapped around her, revealing that it was, in fact, a gigantic pair of bat wings, and Dresda flies out of the cage and swoops down towards the Titan with the obvious intent of killing it before you land on it and see no more. Well, guys, that was a TPK +2. Wow.
Yeah, meat grinder.
Meat grinder indeed. So everybody's dead.
It would have been awesome if Sargento could have rode that spear down as he fell, guiding it point first.
You know what? Sure, that's what happened.
Clutching it between your hands and feet like a pogo stick or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Titan's dead. He would have died anyway when Dresda got there. Kerr Maxima's dead. You guys are dead. Everyone's dead but Dresda. So technically you succeeded in your mission. Good game, you guys.
So stories will be told as Sargento the cheesemaker, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know by who, but yeah.
Well, by Dresda.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
To the blue lady.
To the blue lady. All right, guys. So that was a wipe, but you did accomplish your mission. How about for next week we make new level 1 characters? How about 2 for each of you, and we'll do a one-shot with some actual class levels next week.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for playing. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back with Dungeon Crawl Classics again next week with apparently a completely unrelated story with all new characters. But you know what, Sargento, you died right on time, schedule-wise. It's time for the show to end. Oh, man. And look at this mini that I was using for Sargento. Hold on, let me get the camera on here. This is Sargento the cheesemaker. This hunchback,
He's got a lump of cheese.
This hunchback dude with a cleaver in his hand. That's the hero of the story.
The chosen one.
Yes.
Not a hunchback, it's a hidden lump of cheese.
Yeah, you know what? That's
later.
what it is. That's why Kerr Maxima could smell you guys. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Jason, thanks for hanging out in the chat the whole time. We'll see everyone next week for this. Come back on Friday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time for episode 68 of Shadows of Arconia, our 5th edition game, or right back here next Monday at 8:30 for this game. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.